Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? So good to see you. Hi. Hey, Lenny. So good to see you all. So before we get started, as everyone makes their way in, you will likely want 2 blocks for your practice tonight. Little sense of adventure. If you don't have blocks, you can always just kind of roll up some bigger towels nice and tight so that they're a little bit more firm, a little bit more supportive. Always so great to see you. Thank you guys for joining. For those of you that may not have seen in my Instagram stories, if you are wanting to use the same playlist that I'll be using for practice tonight, it is just on Spotify, Yoga with Ciara, Ciara. And then the playlist is called Coco and Cozy, which I felt was fitting since it is a little bit of a chillier week to start off. So encouraging those more cozy, warm vibes as we dive into our yin practice together this evening. So, with so much excitement to unravel some tension that is often held in our tissues. For any of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Ciara. We're sharing this time together. For those of you that I've met, welcome back. We will get started in supported fish. It's just offering up that opportunity to create some space through the front line of the body. So you're setting your blocks up back behind you. One behind the shoulder blades, the second block behind the back of your head. And if you do have a favorite expression, you are more than welcome to go there. If you're looking for recommendations, the block closest to you is low and wide. And the block furthest is mid and wide. You're supporting shoulder blades and skull. And you'll take the arms a little bit away from the body. Palms face the sky. And let your legs come into a shape that feels good for you. Nice and simple, straight legs. Alternatively, knees bent, feet on the ground, or feet together, knees open. And just giving yourself some time to really just sink in. Setting aside the day. Letting go of the week. The good and the bad. The past and future. And just starting to notice how things feel. Where your body already feels open, at ease. And be aware of any areas of restriction or tension. Know that these feelings are neither good nor bad. They just kind of are what they are. And just noticing so that you really know how to best support yourself as you sink into your practice tonight. Can you think about creating just a little bit more space in the body as you breathe in? a little bit more ease in your body as you breathe out. Just as you find this steady rhythm to the breath, take a moment to really acknowledge what it is that you need from your practice tonight, for your body, for your mind. You simply sink in with the intention to cultivate what you need. You're soaking it in, one breath at a time. And take one more full breath in. And a long breath out. And start to slowly slide the feet onto the mat. The knees bend, the feet rest on the earth. And you just take a moment, just letting that settle. And you begin to slide the right arm up in line with your right ear. And drop the knees toward the right side, rolling into fetal position. Just giving yourself a moment. And letting that go. And you start to press into the left hand. And bring yourself up onto the right elbow, right forearm. And if you feel like you're really far off your mat, just slide back a little bit. The block that's underneath the right ribs can stay at the lowest height if that's where it's currently set at. Or you might choose to take it one setting higher. And you're letting it live kind of just below your armpit at the very top of your rib cage. The knees might need to tuck up a little bit more. And then take the block underneath your head to the tallest height. You make any little adjustments that you need. If you're leaning too far forward with your chest, it will likely get pretty uncomfortable around your serratus anterior. So you might need to think about rolling into the right midline of your ribs. You can keep the knees stacked as they are. And maybe drape the left arm overhead over your ear. You stay with that, or you think about sliding the left knee back. Let the leg get heavy. And you're just looking for a bit of space if the leg has slid back through the front of your left hip, and then up into the left outer edge of the body if the arm is draped across your head. And just finding space through the front and side lines. You're always looking for pretty minimal sensations. You'll find something, but nothing too crazy. So just letting it be something that you can sink into, sensation that you can really relax into. thinking about offering up a little bit more nourishment, a bit more space as you breathe in. Relaxing more fully as you breathe out. Notice any areas of resistance or any areas where you tend to push or pull. How can you relax into this just a little bit more? Letting gravity do the work and trusting your mat and your props to catch you as you land. Offering space through front of left hip and the outer left edges. Unraveling that resistance, that tension. Leaving space for what you need. Giving yourself another 4 to 5 breaths just as you are. And where can you relax just a little bit more? Start to take one more big breath in. And then a soft sigh out. And start to draw the left hand down in front of you. And press off the right elbow, left hand. Bring the right foot toward the right edge of the mat, the left foot to the left edge. And you start to peel yourself up to seated. Draw the knees to face the sky, the hands behind your bum. And you take a few moments just to slowly windshield wipe the legs from side to side. And then you drop the knees over to the left eventually. Roll onto your left hip. Start with the right knee stacked on the left knee. And you come down to your left side. Block just below the armpit. And second one just below your head. You start by tucking the knees up maybe a little bit closer. Legs can stay as the right arm either stays in front of you or the arm drapes over your head. Option is there to slide the right knee back as far as it will comfortably go. Just Thinking about finding that little bit of space through the front of the right hip if the right leg has slid back. And just letting your body really sink and relax into this. There's nothing to fix or change. Let it be as effortless as possible. And see where you can soften a little bit more. Letting the arm relax, let your legs be heavy. And where can you soften your edges? And giving yourself about another minute right here. Roughly another 7 to 8 breaths. Where can you soften into this? Staying with your breath. Revisiting the intention to cultivate, to bring to life what you need. One gentle breath at a time. And taking just one more full breath right here. And begin to sweep the right hand down in front of you. Roll the chest forward slightly. Push up onto the hands. And the hands frame your seat. Feet come to the outer borders of the mat as the knees point up. And eventually just find a couple of breaths, windshield wiping the legs from side to side. Letting the last one be the one to the right. You'll bring yourself through center. And slide the soles of the feet together, the knees gently drop open. And if you know that forward folding gives you a little bit of a run for your money and simply the act of going upright from here tends to leave you feeling rounded, you might want a block or blanket for underneath your seat just to help elevate the hips and change the tilt of the pelvis. And then from there, use your blocks however you need, maybe under you, under your seat, or having them available in case you want them to support your arms or head. You think about lifting the heart and the belly button up, and instead of your head being the first thing to come down ever, you want to think about one day your belly button being the first thing to touch down. So you find that length, that lift, and then you lean the belly button forward, try to maintain a little bit of that length, that elongation through your lower back. So that instead of rounding the spine to fold forward, you're actually folding through the hips. Wherever your body finds that place where it kind of naturally catches the tension, you're going to pause and soften into that space. And it might be just an inch further forward than before, but you're just looking for a little bit of sensation, a little bit of something through the inner hips, thighs, groin. A little bit of opening through the lower back. If this really doesn't work for you, same shape with the legs, but just laying down, maybe blocks underneath your knees. Go only as far as it feels accessible. And you find the variation that gives you a little something, but that you can also really relax into. Where can you soften? Just a little bit more. Be aware of any tendency for the shoulders to crawl up toward the ears. Can you let them go? Can you keep your jaw unclenched? And soften the space between the eyebrows and across the forehead. Notice any tendency to push or pull. Can you sink in instead? Just taking about another minute, another 7 to 8 breaths. Maybe starting to encourage the exhale to become a little bit longer, just one count longer than your inhale. So you start to linger a little bit in the out breath, and noticing as you trust that sense of lingering, your body and mind's natural tendencies to relax, to lean in, and to stay more in the moment. Taking one more full breath, just as you are. And start to press into your hands and peel the upper body away from your mat, away from your props. You have blocks in front of you, slide them aside. If there's one underneath your seat, take it away. Just give yourself a moment, lean back into your hands, slide the legs forward. Give your legs a little bit of movement here. You find some little seated kind of cat-cows, a little bit of movement for the spine. And then sitting upright for a moment. So we're going to take a little field trip. So we're going to connect something into our supine twist. Depending on how things end up going, there are a couple of different variants for you. But you're going to, instead of taking your supine twist from the long version of your mat, you're going to actually just turn so that it'll be your bum and so it'll be bum and part of your back. So I like to do this because of where we go next. I like to do this with my bum around the middle of the mat in both senses, from length and width. And you start to tuck the knees in toward you. You take the arms open by your sides. And you gently drop the knees over to the left. It's just coming into your supine twist. Letting the knees be a little bit more in line with your belly button. Feet a little bit further away from your bum. And inviting the head to look in a direction that feels good for your neck. Letting the jaw, the neck, the shoulders relax. And can you immediately allow your awareness, your focus, to drop back into your breath. Noticing the gentle rhythms as you inhale and as you exhale. And you can keep the exact even rhythm, or you start to invite the exhale to become just that little bit longer than the inhale. So you're nourishing and offering up space as you breathe in. And cleansing and releasing tension as you breathe out. Relax jaw, neck, shoulders a little bit more. Just taking this one breath, one moment at a time. Giving yourself about another minute right here, roughly another 7 to 8 slow, gentle breaths. Begin to look toward the left side of the room, left side of your mat. You begin to bring the right hand down in front of you and cradle your head with your left arm. Just pause for a breath or two in fetal position. And you bring the right hand down in front of your chest and start to peel the upper body away from the earth. Slide your right knee behind the left foot. And you can either square yourself off in 90 and 90. So you want to be really mindful that it is truly 90 degrees and 90 degrees through both legs. If that doesn't work for your body, chances are it's just something going on around either your physical joint, or it could be just tension around the tissues around the joint. But you can always, if it bugs the knee especially, you can either prop the knee with a block, see how that feels. You might need to prop just the hip with a block. You might need hip and knee propped. You can keep this more upright. So the further forward you go doesn't mean that it's better. You go with what works for you. It might just be a partial lean. You might come fully forward. For my friends in the room that might be a little bit more gung-ho about the pose that I don't really love talking about, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. If it does feel good in your body, you can absolutely go there. But that is 100% your choice. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's perfectly good. From here, so you're either just maintaining them more upright with the support of the props, partial lean or full lean. And you're just looking to offer up some space through the outside edges of your hip, your glutes, your lower back. Using your blocks however you need to get comfortable here. Can you soften the jaw, the neck, the shoulders a little bit more? And try to relax the shoulders away from the ears. And keep your jaw unclenched. Just stay with either the even rhythm of the breath or start to see about, once again, letting the exhale become just that one count longer than the breath in. And just giving yourself one more full breath, just as you are. And you begin to press into the hands. Peel the upper body away from the mat if you're using blocks under knee or hip, just sliding them away. You take a moment, slide the legs long, facing the long edge of your mat. Shake out the legs. When you're ready, feet to mat, hands to knees, making your way down to your back. The arms open by your sides, and the legs gently drop over to the right. And thinking about knees lining up with your belly button. Feet are away from the seat. You gaze in whatever direction feels comfortable for your neck. And just noticing where the mind goes and the body is still. See if you can bring yourself into the moment, aware of your breath. And trying to notice sensation without fixating too much on what's going on. Just breathing in a sense of relaxation. As you breathe out, you release tension. Giving yourself about another minute, just as you are, roughly another 7 to 8 breaths. Can you relax the jaw, the neck, the shoulders a little bit more fully? Let the legs stay heavy. Fingers and toes soften. taking one more breath, just as you are. You begin to slowly look toward the right side. Bring the left hand down in front of you and cradle your head with your right arm. Give yourself a breath or two, moment or two right here. And you press into the left hand and start to peel yourself up away from the earth, setting yourself up into that second side of your 90 and 90, right thigh in line with the right long edge of your mat. Right shin is in line with the back edge or front edge, depending on how you set yourself up. Both legs are in these little half square shapes. Both sides might be very different. You might need block underneath the right hip or right knee, maybe both. And you play with the possibility of maybe leaning slightly forward. Try to think about coming into it with long spine if you're going lower. Let the breath be slow and steady. Use your props however you see fit. And just breathing deeply as you make your way in. And relax the shoulders away from the ears. Keep your jaw unclenched. I'm just feeling the subtle sensation of the breath moving in and out of the nose, up and down the length of your spine. Unraveling around the hips, across the low back. Just finding these bits of release through areas that are commonly quite snug, so that you can move a little bit less rigidly, more freely into your night, and ultimately into the remainder of your week. And revisit what it is that you need from your practice, for your body, and for your mind. And you continue to seal in that intention, to cultivate it, to focus on bringing it to life. And taking another 5 to 7 breaths, just as you are. And where can you soften into this a little bit more? Taking one more breath right here. And you begin to peel yourself away from the earth. Press into the palms. Lean into the outside edge of the right hip. You're bringing your feet to the short edge of the mat. Feet to mat, hands to knees. Make your way down onto your back. Just give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a roll from side to side, massaging your middle and lower back. And if there are any final movements that your body is asking for here, a little happy baby, maybe just feet and arms to sky for a few moments. Just giving yourself some time to do whatever you need to do for your practice to feel complete for you. Whenever you're ready, you extend the legs down the length of the mat. Let's take the arms away from the body. Allow yourself to take up space. You start to rest and release, surrendering to gravity, letting go of effort as you move into this place of ease. Just inviting this final wave of relaxation to wash across you. Rinsing away any remaining tension from your day, from your week. Leaving only space for you to cultivate, to bring to life what you need. One passive breath, one restful moment at a time. If you have a little bit of extra time to give yourself here to rest, please take your time whenever you're ready to move into your night, into your week. Just doing so slowly and quietly. Thank you all so much for meeting me on your mat tonight. It was a pleasure and privilege as always to share this space with you. Have a beautiful evening, a lovely week if I don't see you sooner. Until next time, namaste. You're so welcome. Thank you folks so much for joining. Hope you're feeling at least a little bit better than before. If you are wanting to unwind a little bit more, I am teaching an 8:30 sleep elixir class on Zoom. You can drop me a direct message and I can send you the link. I've sent it out to some of you already. It is a very mellow practice. Tonight we're doing a tiny little tiny bit of breath work, slightest bit of yin, and then we're wrapping up with a restorative practice. So if you're wanting something that is really, really, really good and that will really prep you for passing out afterward, it would be lovely to have you there. Thank you so much for meeting. If you have questions, comments, feedback, feel free to get in touch. Thank you. You're so welcome, you guys. Hi, Petter. So good to see you. You're so welcome, Lenny. So good to see you. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in.